All right, what is going on? I have now been here for a little while, actually, probably like a couple weeks, just because I was transitioning to actually a different job. Same thing within the medical device sales career path. Just transitioning to something a little bit different that I think I'm probably going to like more and at a bigger company. So I wanted to get on here and I wanted to do a video today going over what it's like being in the durable medical equipment field versus the spinal hardware field. So there actually is some differences, and this doesn't have to be spinal hardware. This can be anything, just regular hardware. But I wanted to give a brief overview of what it's like to do the DME side of things versus the actual surgical OR hardware component. So currently right now we're tracking at 278 subscribers. We are almost to 300, so I wanted to thank everyone that comes out and supports these. I will continue to, make these as much as I can. So getting into the DME side of things, this job will be very similar to a pharmaceutical sales rep. You essentially go into offices, you could set up a schedule where you go, once every week, get the orders on the sheet that you will need. The DME side of things, most likely you will have to service the patient. So, whether that means calling them and fitting them for certain things, whereas in pharma, you probably just go in and get the script signed and then you are good to go. So the service component with the DME side of things is still there. However, there's a lot of freedom in this. You're not tied to the OR. You can pretty much get up whenever you want, do whatever you want. It is a lot more of a sales job. Sales, I mean, you're going to be going in and responsible for getting these orders day in and day out, month in and month out, than an OR component hardware job would be. Now, getting into the OR role, this is a little bit different than the DME role. Surgeons have to use certain products and procedures all of the time. So it's not like it is an item that you can use as needed like some DME would be. So the surgeons that are performing those procedures will need them day in and day out. You have a lot less time in this kind of field because you're going to be tied up into the OR, pretty much attached to your surgeon's schedule. So if you're someone that wants to have a little bit more time and flexibility, maybe the DME side of things would be more for you. The hardware component, you might have a little bit more job security with that. Now, this is just my opinion. However, territories don't want to have rep conversions, turnover, that kind of thing. So, most times these OR reps do have great relationships with their surgeons because they're with them day in and day out. They're with them for the trauma calls and they make sure that they have what they need. So they do have a solid relationship that way. Now, most of the time in the hardware space, you will be setting up for cases, making sure that you have things sterilized and cleaned and they are ready to go off the shelf for when your surgeon needs it, when they're going to be doing a procedure. The procedures can be long depending on what you're doing. Sometimes they can be, the quickest is usually about an hour, and the longest, can take 12 to 14 depending on what you're doing. So, standing for long periods of time, making sure they have what they need, high stress situations, that is more what the OR hardware component, will be for that. So if you value your free time a little bit more, you can still make a great amount of money, maybe a little bit more of a volatile job, a little bit less job security, a little bit less marketable skills, to get another job in another field, maybe slightly less pay. All of those things might be, it's all going to be situation dependent, but that's what I found in what I've done. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll be seeing you guys soon.